There comes a time in every relationship where you long to step away from the noise of life and come back to one another. Work, family, routine can quietly crowd out the closeness you once felt. And that's why so many couples dream of a retreat, a chance to pause, reflect, and reconnect. From my experience, both as a relationship coach and a partner myself, you don't always need to travel far. With intention and care, you can design an at-home private couples retreat that brings you back into intimacy, depth, and presence with each other. So let me share some of the ways that you can make this a powerful experience. First, create a container of time and space. A retreat is about stepping away from the day-to-day, so it needs to have clear boundaries rather than a whole checklist of activities. Choose a day or a weekend. Switch off those phones, close the laptops, and clear the diary. Think of it as building a sacred container, a kind of protected space where your relationship has your full attention. Next, bring your longings. Don't dive straight into what's wrong. Ask instead, what do we each desire more of in our relationship? What feels alive and worth tending? When you begin with longings, you open the retreat with hope and possibility, not just repair. A great point of focus is then your, your survival dance. Every couple has one. It's the pattern cycle you fall into when you're triggered. Maybe one of you withdraws while the other pursues, or criticism meets defensiveness. When you take time to notice your own dance, something shifts. You stop seeing it as your partner's flaw, and you begin to see the pattern as something that you share. This insight alone can soften conflict into compassion. Then, practice attuned listening. Set aside time to hear one another without interruption. Listening here isn't about problem solving. It's about leaning in with presence, catching the pause, the tone, even the silences between the words. Imagine listening as though your partner were reading you a love poem. This kind of attention creates safety, the very place where vulnerability blooms. And remember, retreats aren't only about talking. Explore co-regulation. This is where your nervous system slows, and this is where you find calm together. You might breathe side by side, lie together in silence, or take a walk in nature where your steps fall into rhythm. Co-regulation is the quiet art of grounding with one another, and it can bring you back to closeness faster than words. Make sure you also take care to weave in ritual and beauty. These little touches will make your retreat memorable. Light a candle at the start. Share a meal that you prepare together. Write down your hopes for the future and read them to each other. These rituals remind you that your relationship is not just practical, it's sacred. And let integration be part of it. Don't feel like you have to pack everything into a single day. A retreat is as much about pausing as it is about practices. Leave the room for naps, laughter, simply sitting together. And the most important insight often arises in the stillness between. An at-home retreat can be deeply nourishing. Yet there are times when the presence of a skilled guide can take you further than you can go alone. And that's why I've created my Couples Connection process, a 3-day immersive retreat that weaves together attuned listening, survival dance work, co-regulation, and the rituals of beauty into a journey that transforms the bond at its very core. So if you'd like to go deeper, I'd love to invite you to book a free discovery call. It's a chance to explore whether this process is right for you both. Whether you choose a guided version or want to create your own approach, The true investment in a couples retreat isn't the travel or the setting, it's the time, the focus, and the intention you bring to one another. When you make this investment, whether it's at home or within the guidance of a retreat, you give your relationship a chance to deepen, to grow, and to feel vibrantly alive again.